Hello, and welcome to my WWE 2K20 Showcase Mode match simulation of the match at Evolution, the last woman standing match. Charlotte Flair, whose music's just hit, versus the champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. So, at the exact same time as uploading this video here on EBEZAPlaysgames, on EBEZAplaysgames, I'll be uploading me playing this showcase mode match, and on WWEBEZA, I'll be uploading a watch along of this match. You know, revisiting it all these years later. So, if any of those other videos also interest you, check them out after you're done here with this match. But first, let's find out who WWE 2K20 thinks should have won this match. And we're doing it on WWE 2K20 because that's obviously the game with the showcase mode centered around the women's revolution. So, you know, it makes sense to do it on the same game. It's the exact character models and the exact attires that are in the showcase mode, in the exact arena. You know, it's the most precise recreation that I think is available in the games. And here's the man, the champ, getting booed because the game was also trying to convince us that Becky was the heel here. I mean, technically she was the heel, but ain't no one treating her like she was. I love that title, by the way. I said this in my playthrough video. I hope this isn't too big of a spoiler, but that's one of my favourite Big W titles, you know, of the Big W era, because I love the white strap. White straps on titles always look amazing, but also I love the blue. It really pops. Like, so cool. If I were to have, like, my own championship, I would have, and it had to be a big W, I would have basically that, but without it saying women's championship on it, because I am not a woman. But I'd have it look exactly like that if it had to be a big W, except it doesn't say women's champion. It just says champion or something else champion, depending on what the title was for, in, you know, in theory. Anyway, there's the challenger, Charlotte Flair, looking very confident. And of course, this is last woman standing, just as the match at Evolution and the match in showcase mode were. I'm not sure quite how the AI treats last man standing, how good this will be. Could be amazing, could be dreadful, because it could be very stop-start, where every time your opponent's on the floor, you just stop attacking, whether there's any chance of winning with that particular move or not. I really don't know, so we'll find out. We shall find out. Here we go, we're off. The belt's been held aloft, and the bell has been rung. Let's go. They meet in the middle. Front face lock by Charlotte. And goes straight to the leg of Becky Lynch. Now, she can't win by submission with the figure eight, but she could weaken the legs of Becky Lynch so much that she can't stand on them. And then you don't have to be unconscious to lose a last man standing. You just have to, or last woman standing. You just have to be incapable of standing, which attacking the legs would help with. There's a flapjack by Charlotte as well. She's off to a great start in this one. Now scoops up Becky. Pendulum backbreaker, and now going to stretch the back, putting pressure on the lower back with the knee there. Again, no submissions, but Charlotte Flair knows that. She's just trying to weaken Becky, but that was a good comeback by Becky with the running heel kick. Now sending Charlotte off the ropes. Oh, arm drag, very nice. And now she's going after the arm. They're both using pretty much their usual strategy, as if submissions are an option. And I've got to say, so far, I would say tactically, I'm favouring Charlotte Flair. Going after the legs in a match like this is much more impactful than going after the arm. Having a sore arm is less likely to stop you standing. I suppose they can't, Charlotte wouldn't be able to pull herself up using the ropes or, you know, like the ring apron if they're at ringside or what have you. So it may benefit Becky in the long run, but so far I'd give the tactical edge to Charlotte. Her strategy so far seems better. Anyway, speaking of strategy, superplex right off the top. That's gonna That's going to keep Becky down for a count if Charlotte thus chooses to, but she does not. I don't think thus was the appropriate word there. Oh, not with the word to on the end. I think it should have been thus chooses. But Charlotte takes this one to the outside now, turning this one into a fight. The referee not counting, which is interesting. Maybe Charlotte Flair, that's what Charlotte was saying. She was instructing the ref, don't count yet. But not done here. Vertical suplex. It's an interesting point about last man and last woman standing matches. Where's Charlotte going? She's off. She's off into the crowd. She's arguing with the crowd. How dare you be on Becky's team? On Becky's side about this. I'm the good guy here. I'm the babyface. Becky says, nuh-uh. Yeah, it's an interesting thing about last man and last woman standing matches. Of like, in a normal match, you have a lot of agency over when you end the match. You can do whatever you want to your opponent, but unless you tie them up in some sort of submission or lie on top of them, the referee, I mean, you can get referee stoppages if you're too brutal, but generally speaking, the referee can't stop the match. But in a last man standing match, as soon as your opponent hits the deck, the referee starts counting, as far as I'm aware. Can you request that the referee doesn't count? In the same way that you can do that in a normal match by simply not pinning them. Anyway, Charlotte wins the brawl in the crowd, sends Becky back over the barricade to ringside. Oh, front flip neck breaker by Charlotte Flair. And now she's going to climb back in the ring, and the referee is going to count for, I believe, the first time this match. And Charlotte not going to hover over Becky, which is interesting. You'd think as soon as Becky Lynch starts to get up, Charlotte would want to be there to beat her back down. Well, maybe Charlotte's super confident she hit that neck breaker really nicely. And so far, she's looking to be right. 8, no, Becky Lynch is up. Oh, a spear by Charlotte, though. Now, that could be enough. It's one of Charlotte's signature moves there. Right on the outside on that hard concrete floor. With only a thin mat in between Becky Lynch and the floor. Knocked all the wind out of her, I would imagine. Up to a count of 6. Becky hasn't moved yet. 7. I don't know why I'm counting along. You can hear the ref. 8 again, and Becky Lynch back up to her feet. Now Charlotte comes back out. But I think standing over Becky and waiting for her to move would have been a more beneficial strategy. Oh, Charlotte just got sent through the referee. Luckily, it was only an incidental foul, and the referee's back to his feet. He's fine. Oh, and Becky knocks Charlotte off the apron, and we're back to the outside. Yeah, I think it would have been more strategic to stand over your opponent while the count's happening. So as soon as you're aware they're going to start getting up, you can like go back on the attack instead of having to wait. Oh, now Becky Lynch has been sent through the referee. And this time he's not getting up quite as quickly. Must have been a more solid impact, but he is getting back to his feet. He's having a rough time though, but speaking of a rough time, another neck breaker for Becky Lynch. And now Charlotte Flair once again going to get back in the ring. I don't know why she's insisting on always being in the ring when the count's happening. But it's been okay for her once, and it's backfired once. I'd say 50% success rate would be a strategy I would abandon. But at the count of 7, she starts to strut and lets out a woo. And once again, Becky Lynch up at 8. Now Charlotte gets out the ring. Becky Lynch gets back in the ring, gets the higher ground now, and baits Charlotte in. Got the arm hooked into a suplex, and Charlotte rolls to the outside. Becky to the outside as well. Now, the first sign of weaponry in this match. What's Becky going to produce? She's got a bat. Oh, she swings, and Charlotte manages to avoid it, then remove the bat from the grasp of Becky, and she hits her right in the face, right in the forehead with a baseball bat. That could be it. Like, you don't get up 10 seconds after being hit square in the head with a baseball bat. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, this match is over now. We're going to have a new SmackDown Women's Champion in Charlotte Flair. All thanks to the baseball bat that Becky Lynch brought out from under the ring. Referee's count of 7 now. 8. This is the longest Becky's been down for. 9. I think that's game. Yep, Charlotte Flair wins with the baseball bat to the head. And who's surprised? That's brutal. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed this match and this video. Let me know in the comments who you think should have won this match. Do you agree with the game, or do you agree with what actually happened? Which I'm not going to spoil. Maybe the same as the game, maybe different. You'll have to go watch the watch along and or the showcase mode video on EBEZAplaysgames to find that out if you don't already know. Subscribe if you're new, share with your friends, all that good stuff would be greatly appreciated. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been EBEZA, you've been amazing, and I will see you next time.